Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. I'm in the mood to be spoiled by some power metal. So we're going to return to the epic lupine group, Powerwolf. They released a single last October that I have yet to hear, and they're gearing up for another release in April, so we need to do some catch-up. Let's get to it. This is exactly what I wanted. To begin with a massive choir and this gothic feeling, and then be struck by massive, speedy, epic metal. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I feel like Powerwolf is delivering exactly what I asked for. Yes, okay, back to the beginning. If you listen to the harmonies in the background of this, they're fairly static. That's part of what gives it this really gothic, kind of ancient feeling. I have to say, man, that lead line is just so beautifully sung. But listen carefully to the harmonies in the background and notice the sort of static expansiveness of them. You'll be able to say, yes, that's gothic. It's also the organ, right? Cathedral, the setting. It's just... Gosh, he's so amazing at delivering a really powerful line. Karsten, Attila, by the way, I love the entire wolf idea, the personas, and the makeup that they use as well. It's just, there's an entire culture that they've built up around Powerwolf that is incredible. It's really easy to get lost in. But his voice is it's so powerful. It's so seemingly raw in the presentation, but actually really fluid and smooth in the execution of technique. It's part of the reason I say it's smooth underneath is because of the vowels, and it helps that he's singing in Latin with some very pure vowels to lean on, of course, but the way that he forms his sounds is just so classical in nature, and then you have that distortion, that rough edge on top, and a few other things that he's shifted around to make it have a lot more punch, a lot more directness. The sound is channeled more forward rather than up like you would in a classical manner. Oh man, I'm gonna go back. It's also in the enunciation. It's good. In Christum Dominum, ex sanctum nominum, You know, a lot of contemporary singers, I feel like, oh, they could go in that direction, maybe towards more classical opera. There's times when you hear little bits of that peek in, but he's one of the only ones that I would say, as is, I think he'd be such a fascinating voice to just plop into an opera. There's a ton of people that would probably say, oh, the style is not matching operatic. And that's true. But if you plopped him in as a character style, it would be so fantastic. He sounds like he has the power to project beyond that orchestra and the pit without any microphone. And the way that his enunciation is set up here with the Latin, it's really quite good. So it makes me think, oh, he's going to be very versatile with the languages, maybe able to handle that aspect of it as well. And the stamina that his voice has makes me think he'd also handle the power that you have to put out every single night and would still survive just fine. There are many voices that I think, oh, they could do some things nicely, but maybe we would tweak them some. His truly, I'd love to just hear it as is and then see what an operatic audience does with that. I think it would freak everybody out probably, but I would thoroughly enjoy it. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Wow. Wow, that was an outfit reveal. Woo! Woo! Oh my goodness. Burlesque in Powerwolf. I guess this isn't too surprising considering some past videos I've seen from them, but it is gorgeous. I still wasn't expecting that at the moment. I think one of the reasons that I also perceive his voice as being more adept immediately for an operatic stage is that his enunciation feels like it's super projected. A lot of times you put an opera singer in front of a microphone and they have to tone back their consonants like crazy because they're used to pronouncing every single word in order to get it out to an audience that's really far away without a microphone. Microphones pick up those things really closely when they're amplified that you just don't need to take an S and go, and that probably just disturbed my microphone. But with opera, you do have to really add a ton of extra energy into those consonants. His consonants actually feel like they've got so much extra vavoom in them that they would work on a big stage very well. I wonder if they have to put some massive de-essers on his voice for microphones, or if he just stands a little bit further away from them. I know for me, if I'm singing anything operatic in front of a microphone, I have to give myself more space because it just doesn't feel right to try and tone down the consonants. Okay, we'll keep going.
To my will, sainted be what I say, preaching my will be done. Here and now, my life in heaven, my will be done. Christ our Savior, bring the sacrament for my will be done. I command you, will be done. Who got
How dare you be bored? How dare he be bored? That was gorgeous. Ugh.
be done? Christ our Savior, bring the sacrament for my will be done. I command you, will be done. Who got illuminum, extatum nocturnum, with hearts awake create the highest tower. Peccatum luminum, in mortum animum, no thoughts can break the will to rising power.
Okay. I like beautiful costumes and dancing and shiny. But I like fantasy tales way more. Give me a knight any day over a burlesque dancer. I'm really excited about the whole armor and everything. Like, that looks like it's well constructed even. Look at that. Look at that beautiful construction. Oh, I wonder if that's real chain. I don't think that's real chainmail underneath. That would be too heavy. It gets very heavy, real chainmail, but there are some really amazing versions of like light plastic chainmail. Oh man, that's a good costume. And that is such a beautiful shot. I love the lighting in here. Man, Powerwolf's videos are just, they have incredible production value. She could be from the Star Wars universe, right? Something about that feels very Star Wars to me. I like it. Okay. His voice is just a truck. It plows through the sound. He's able to keep that volume so present. The dynamic is loud and full all the time. I think he has a voice that is so ideal for power metal. It is so powerful and so metal at the same time. It feels like it's iconic to me, the way he's able to basically exemplify what a powerful metal voice should sound like at all times. He doesn't seem to have as much of the tenderness, the sort of, I would say, as many access to colors or timbres as like a Dio does, where he's able to kind of push and pull. But when we're talking about power metal, he needs to be able to just plow through the sound and be present at all times. And his voice is always there, and it never ever feels weak to me or like it's getting tired. It's a very, very impressive instrument.
Will Satan be what I say? Preaching my will be done. Here and now, my life in heaven. My will be done. Christ our Savior, bring the sacrament for my will be done. I command you, will be done.
Oh. Wow, it's so interesting to see these different characters come before and see a storyline unfold here. Very, very interesting. I also think it's really interesting to look at the lyrics of their songs and try to understand, where's this band coming from? What's their purpose? And I had read somewhere that they said that they're not Christian, they're not satanic, which a lot of their language in there, it really makes you think this is probably religious, but their religion essentially is metal. Oh, music is the strongest form of magic, and music is a religion. And I thought that was a really good way to bring their community together. So it was pretty cool. Oh, I wouldn't mess with the timer. Whoa, I feel like I'm going on a journey there. I was noticing that we have a lot of the same note repeated in the bass here. And that essentially allows for this upper, I want to call it a descant that's happening in the organ that really draws our attention up there as the moving notes. But also, I think the bass and the drums with it, they're driving so much of the energy forward in this lull in the song. There's never truly a lull in a Powerwolf song. Not that I've heard. There are times where it might ebb and flow a little bit, but it's Powerwolf. The power is driving you through the whole song all the time. It's one of the things that is extremely thrilling to hear. I like the way he seemed to really enjoy the guitar solo. A lot of these different things he's been like, whatever about. But the guitar solo, yeah. One more time. I love that. Slide down.
My will be done, will become, will be praised forever. My will be done, Lord in heaven. My will be.
It's just the raw power of his voice. It's so good. This is extremely angular, and he's able to just continually drive that voice through. I think a lot of voices would suffer from the amount of power that he's wielding, but I don't think his does. It's just incredible. So that big jump up in there, he maintains it all within this line. And that's what I was talking about. It almost feels like he's singing a dramatic portion of a Mozart aria. The way he's able to continually bring that line and keep it forward without needing to adjust a microphone in or out or something like that. He's just presenting it the whole time. Again, put this guy on an operatic stage. I'm so curious what the sound would be like. I think it would be an incredible experience.
My will be done, will become, will be praised forever. My will be done, Lord in heaven. My
Great acting
will
too.
be done, will become, will be praised forever. My will be done, Lord in heaven. Will be done.
Oh my gosh, the drummer looks like he's having so much fun. Roll? I think his name is Roll. Oh, I mean, organ too, but
Lord in heaven.
I try to get the spot where he's happy. That's a good face too. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna just go back and we're just gonna watch him in action.
Will become, will be praised forever. My will be done, Lord in heaven.
Yeah.
My will be done, here and now, my life in heaven.
There we go. That's a perfect song. He's having way too much fun. Oh man, it would be so much fun also to shoot a video on I think this is probably a rain stage. I've never done something like that before. It looks really, really fun. I'm curious how they managed to keep their makeup on. It looks like maybe it's rubbing off a little bit there, but they have very impressive makeup. The contour is intense. Very dark. It'd be very easy to run. So I'm kind of curious how that worked out with Rain Stage. Could they only go through this once or something? Did they have multiple cameras while it's happening? I'm not sure. But it paid off because this looks totally dope.
My will be done. Christ our Savior, bring the sacrament for my will be done.
Oh my gosh, all of this stuff that's flying sideways as well. How did they create that? I know that there are massive fans that I've used before. I don't know if that would be enough to send the water sideways, and it looks like they're in the middle of a storm, but inside a church. Maybe the church is really old and doesn't have a roof. I'm not sure about that.
Christ our Savior, bring the sacrament for my will be done. I command you, will be done.
That was a great way to feature Attila's voice. Whoa.
Christ our Savior, bring the sacrament for my will be done. I command you, will be done.
That's not the end. No, this video is longer. The way that it really captures the growl off of the slide and then the next note too. It's just great.
You will be done.
Done. It's like an offset. Is it done? Oh. I'm okay watching some credits. I love that they're doing the credits like this. Lets us keep enjoying the song. Oh, that melody is sticky now. It keeps repeating. That's a cool one. That is such a great way to continue rolling some music underneath, continue to get it stick in our minds, but give some thanks to an amazing team that made an incredible video. Once again, I feel very impressed by the raw power of Attila's voice and the blast of fun you can have with Powerwolf's music and the culture that surrounds it as well. It is just fun to revel in. So thank you all of you for enjoying some power metal with me today. If you also like to be spoiled by metal, may I suggest this playlist? And may you fall more in love with music every day.